Hotep, Shalom, Salam. This is about pyramids of Kemet, and you know, them trying to alright, I got you guys now. Hotep, Shalom. I'm thinking about these Muslim, so-called Muslim Brotherhood. First, I'm gonna state my position. I follow, I follow the Quran, the Torah, as my, historical heritage. I believe they were African Israelites, and that they are the Magi, one of the groups of the Magi, who dwelled in the eastern desert, which the ancient Commission forefathers spoke of, who often fought alongside Egypt, or fought sometimes against Egypt, or worked for Egypt. It's the same eastern desert that they point to. Saudi Arabia, so-called Saudi Arabia, Syria, Israel. Those are the eastern desert regions. Further up on Sudan. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm from my heritage. And Allah does, inside the Quran, it gives you a place to be about your heritage. And those who want to follow the Sunnah, and that came 100 years or years after Muhammad was already dead, that was invented by the Abbasid Persian government and the Umayyad Roman influenced government, and Romans came in the name Muhammad and started slavery. But the African Muhammad that lived there, it's just, that's a different thing. I want to talk about these pyramids. And the Islamic, so-called Islamic brother, how is Islam a religion? That's the thing that's crazy. When you come straight from the Quran, you're so clear. Islam is a state of mind of peace. A Muslim is one who has a state of mind of peace. How is it a fucking religion? And I'm cussing because I owe this language no loyalty. You don't owe your oppressor any loyalty. And cussing is a form of expression, of deep expression. Doesn't mean you don't have the intelligence to articulate. That's a lie too. Stop being some drones that blindly follow somebody. This is an upset situation. How could you even find out if the Torah's correct or the Quran's correct when you don't have nothing to compare a story to, when it says go throughout the land and see what was the end of those who did wrong? If you believe, that one of the dynasties of Egypt did wrong. Okay, it's some people in the dynasty, of course. Human beings do wrong and right all the time. That don't mean the whole history is done. Did it say it in the Quran? No, it didn't. Yusuf was in the Quran, and he was along with the Egyptians, watching over their stores. Ephraim, his bloodline among the Israelites is Egyptian too. And the Kemetic walls and the pyramids, that depends on how you see that. Some people take it as gods and goddesses. Some people think it's just aspects of nature, sciences of nature. But you tell me, how can you talk about tearing the pyramids down? Even the so-called Sahaba that you talk about didn't tear no pyramids down or attempt to. None of the so-called Shia Imams talked about tearing down the pyramids. You should deal with the word Allahu Akbar and how that's shirk. And how Allah calls himself Al-Kabir in the Quran. The greatness, not Akbar, great or big. Al-Akbar is even better than Akbar. Al means the, and Akbar means great. But you say Allahu Akbar. Allah's great. So who's greater? Or who's greatest? It doesn't matter. Akbar in any form is a comparison. Thought you believed that there's no comparison for Allah, and He's alone. So when you say Allahu Akbar, that's shirk. You should be saying Allah Al-Kabir. Again, that's not the point, but it ties in. And I'll be making clips later to bring my proof. Muhammad was an Israelite African. Muhammad, he wasn't proof that area is the Magi. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about these pyramids that you talking about you're going to tear down. So-called Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt. You touch them pyramids of my ancestors and you will find out. In the mosque. In your house. You think you're going to be Shaheed. You think it's going to be jihad. It be jihad on you. I'm not playing, and none of those who are with me, or others who are like me, or even some that are not, that love and revere them pyramids that are African, understanding in a different way that they are gods and goddesses. Do I support their viewpoint? No, I don't support their viewpoint, but I support them pyramids being there. Yeah, oh, he's dressed like Kafir. What's a Kafir? You're doing kufar right now. You're trying to cover up historical fact. How can we go throughout the land and search when the Quran tells you to do that when you're destroying artifacts? I'm a Medjay banger. And I won't tolerate. It's a culture war. It's not no religion. You're not going to fool me. You can fool all these other people. You're not going to fool me. It's not no religious war. You're not doing a religion. It's culture, because you know African people worldwide are starting to wake up that they are connected to them pyramids. And you know you'll be skeeted off this land. And you deserve to go away from even the areas of Palestine and Egypt. You don't even deserve to go in the so-called Arabia. That's Medjay area too. Go back to Rome and Persia, where you originate from. Tribes and nations, remember, supposedly the tribes and nations supposed to, love each other, not hate each other. The best unit sight of Allah is most taqwa, those who have piety. But the fact, even if a person didn't have a belief in Allah, it doesn't matter. Allah said, we created you in the tribes and nations. A tribe dwells on a land. A land has resources in it. It has monuments on it. You're not allowed to tear down them monuments. And so by you doing that, you're committing kufr. And you're committing shirk, because you're invoking another law besides the law of Allah in the Quran. Yeah, I'm wearing RBG because it is not so-called haram. Allah didn't legislate that. I dress how I dress because it's part of who I am and what I represent. You touch them pyramids, it's gonna be over for you, man. We're gonna have problems all over. I'm telling you, man. Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt, don't touch them pyramids. That's all I gotta say for now. Later on, I'll be a little bit more intellectual for some of you that's too weak to handle a person come from just emotion. Man, fuck you, man. You touch them pyramids, you hem out. Hotep, shalom, wassalam.